watching Let's Chat.
While we're all sheltering in place, a great way to pass the time, read a good book, or in this case, read two good books. Bryan Powell is joining us now, and Bryan is an author who's got a couple of things that are brand new and just flying off the shelves. Bryan, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, thanks. Your books are part of the Trace O'Reilly mystery series. Give us the brief overview on that.
Well, the first three books are a straight-up detective whodunit mystery, but then I came out with two others, and that's the topic of our discussion today.
And these two new books that you have out are kind of timely, for lack of a better word. How did you come up with this idea? And tell us a little bit more about what really inspired you to go back to this.
Yeah, right. I was coming back from a book signing event, about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and a blackbird flew directly at my windshield. And it spawned an idea of, well, what if that blackbird was weaponized with a virus that when infected, it basically, you died very quickly and tragically and violently. And so I just ran with that idea, and in doing research, I found that during the Second World War, they actually had considered the idea of weaponizing different creatures, and so I went with that idea because it was plausible. The problem with this story is that it takes off, you might say, in an entirely different direction. Uncaged is the first book, and right. Amazingly, there is a character who is developing these weaponized viruses and infecting these birds. And just recently, like yesterday, we heard that possibly there was somebody in America that sold a virus to the Chinese. Well, amazingly, my story involved the Chinese coming to America to purchase vast quantities of uranium because they're trying to get ahead of us in the nuclear arms race. And the Secretary of State is in the process of selling that nuclear material to them. So there's a lot of plausibility because it's very contemporarily written.
Now, if you are just joining us, we want to stress these two books are novels. They are novels, so make sure and keep that in mind. What did your publishers think, or what did you think when you knew these books were coming out and the COVID-19 pandemic started busting through headlines less than a month ago?
Yeah, I was, and I still am constantly amazed at how timely it is. Not that I'm trying to capitalize on a situation. These books were written quite some time ago, and even before I heard about the COVID-19 in research, China has had its share of devastating diseases that spread across the nation, and right. And so it's quite within reason that it could happen again, and so I just ran with the idea, and when the books came out, the timing of it was just, I'm constantly being amazed at how close the pattern of my stories follow contemporary news events. My presidential character, they invoked the 25th Amendment on him and got rid of him. And, you know, it's just like, wow, how do you know these things could possibly happen?
Bryan, we're going to have to leave it there. Tell us where we can find out more information about you and where we can get the books.
Well, I have, of course, I'm everywhere. On Amazon, you can find me on Amazon. I have an author page. I also have a Square store. So you can find me by going to authorbryanpowell.wordpress.com. That's my website. Or you can just direct email me, authorbryanpowell@gmail.com.
We wish you the best, and we look forward to talking with you again here coming up in the near future.